Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to be doing another video on Animal Farm, how it pertains to the New York politic, and also the different characters and how they align with certain real life characters in the New York scene. Thank you for joining. I greatly appreciate it. Please share the links with your social media. Follow me on multiple channels. I have YouTube, Brighteon, Bitchute, and Rumble. You can follow me also on X and GETTR, Substack, TikTok, and Patreon. All these videos are for free, so please help support the work by donating. You can donate through Stripe, PayPal, or buy me a coffee on my website, the-studio-reykjavik.com. I also have great products, ebooks, supplements, and also course material on immunology and pulmonology. Before we begin with Animal Farm, let me just talk about a few of the products that are on my store that will help to slow down the aging process and boost up your immune system. Cleanse is 30 parts per million. Take a teaspoon a day every day, swish it in your mouth, gargle about 20 seconds, and then swallow it. What this will do is improve your oral pharynx, your oral cavity. It'll help the health of your epithelial lining, and also it will maintain that mucosal barrier. By doing that, you're boosting up your immune system. Take it every day, teaspoon a day. I've been doing that protocol for over 5.5 years. Heirloom barley. Heirloom barley is a great supplement that will help to detoxify your body, bring down inflammation, and soak up free radicals through superoxide dismutase. When you regularly detoxify your body and bring down inflammation, you're actually boosting up your immune system. You're helping with your joint health. You're recovering faster after a workout. By bringing down inflammation at the vascular level, you're reducing plaque formation, and bringing inflammation down at the cerebral level will help to maintain the health of your neurons. Really important. And lastly, collagen, dual purpose. It'll help with your skin, your hair, your nails, but also help with your musculature, your bone density, and the health of your joints. Super important to take every day. This is a month's supply. So let's begin with the second video on Animal Farm. Now, Animal Farm, for the ones that don't know, is a novel written by Orwell talking about communism on a farm. There are different animals that represent different people or groups of people. The sheep represent the masses. There's a character named Napoleon the pig, which is the main leader that wants to control the farm. That's Mondami. That was the first video I did. The second character that's really important to understand is Snowball. Now, Snowball is Mayor Adams. Why? Because Snowball had the idea of building a mill to make the society more productive. Napoleon didn't want that and kicked Snowball out, and then eventually took the idea and had the farm build the mill. All right. So Mayor Adams, and I'll do that in a different video, is Snowball. The mill in the story coincides with the idea of Mayor Adams in bringing new units into the market to lower housing costs, especially for the lower income brackets. In addition, trying to bring down crime. All right. So today we're going to be talking about Squealer. Squealer is the helper to Napoleon. Now, who's Squealer? Squealer in the New York politic is Letitia James. Now, it's important to understand that when the animals overthrew the farmer, which represents capitalism, when the animals overthrew capitalism and started promoting communism, they wrote some laws. Now, let me read those laws to you. All right. They were called the Seven Commandments. Whatever. Now they were modified, and Squealer was the one that modified them. But the original commandments of the farm, when they overthrew the farmer, overthrew capitalism. Whatever goes upon two legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon four legs or has wings is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. All animals are equal. But what happened was that Napoleon the pig, which is Mandami, eventually wants to consolidate power. And to do that, he had to rewrite some of the laws. He uses Squealer because Snowball was kicked out because of the fiasco with building the mill. Mayor Adams was kicked out because the youth wanted someone younger, Mandami, that was pushing socialism. So Letitia James is Squealer, and Squealer helps Napoleon to consolidate power. Letitia James, lawyer, attorney general of New York, has issues with tax fraud and with mortgage fraud. That's still pending. So she's innocent until, proven guilty in a court of law. So we got to give her the benefit of the doubt. But I think that there is substantial similarities to Letitia James and Squealer, the pig. Right? So as Napoleon, Mandami, tries to consolidate power, there is a rewriting of their constitution, rewriting of their commandments, their party platform. All right. And it was number 4, 5, and 6. No animal shall sleep in the bed was the original. But then it was modified to no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. Pigs moved into the farmhouse and claimed sheets are the real issue. So the pigs were starting to have more comfort than the other animals like the sheep or the goats or the horses, because the pigs were part of the intelligentsia of the farm. Do as I say, not as I do. She thinks that she's above the law and thinks that she wouldn't get caught with mortgage fraud and tax fraud, which is even worse. No animal shall drink alcohol. That was the original commandment. No animal shall drink alcohol to excess, because Napoleon starts to become a drunk. After the pigs discover whiskey on the farm, they get drunk. And so they end up rewriting their commandments because they want the comforts of things that were similar to the humans that they kicked out. Capitalism. All right? So the things that they thought that were evil about capitalism were now vices that they wanted. They thought that everything would be stoic, and all animals would be equal and free, and everyone would work to their best ability, and the farm would be productive. But as the pigs started to rise up in notoriety and in control, they wanted the benefits of capitalism. No animal shall kill any other animal. That was the original commandment. No animal shall kill any other animal without cause. So now the ability of Napoleon to get rid of certain animals that may be upsetting the commune, after Napoleon's dogs executed traitors. Napoleon raises dogs and eventually uses the dogs as a Gestapo to try to put fear in the other animals so there's no uprising. Letitia James works with Napoleon. Mondami. She ran for Mondami. She supported Mondami. And Mondami does not represent capitalism. Mondami represents Marxism. So eventually, on the barn wall, there's something that states, there's a statement that says, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And I would say that this really captures what is going on in New York politics. They say, oh, everything is great with socialism, everything's great with communism. You know, we're gonna be sharing and everybody's gonna be prosperous. Meanwhile, capitalism starts to leave. And then eventually the ones that are in power end up thinking that they should have more rights. They're more equal than the other animals, the regular people, the plebs. You saw this during the COVID crisis, where you had people in power like Bojo or Cuomo and others that were partying it up while everyone was in lockdown because they were part of the intelligentsia. They were in power. Letitia James is Squealer, the pig. And Letitia James is supporting Mondami, who's Napoleon, the pig. And both of them are trying to usher in Marxism in New York. Now, what New Yorkers need to do is start to wake up. Don't be afraid of the dogs that Napoleon has ushered out, trying to curtail your constitutional freedoms. The sheep are so stupid they can't remember all the laws, even though there's only 7. So the sheep say, bah, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, because that's all they understand. How's that any different than orange man bad and Democrats good? Orange man walks on 2 legs. Donald J. Trump, 2 legs. Donkeys walk on 4 legs. The jackasses that are running New York City. Bah. And the other animals on the farm are afraid. They're afraid that they'll lose their job or they'll have lawfare against them. Letitia James is Squealer the pig in Animal Farm. So what do? We, as citizens of New York, need to keep on pushing against Marxism. Because if we don't understand the theoretical framework that our Constitution is based on, which is the Enlightenment, we're going to lose our country. And that Enlightenment goes all the way to this idea of life, liberty, and property from John Locke. And if you erode that Enlightenment and that foundation, we don't have a Constitution, because everything's based on that. But Napoleon the pig, Mondami, is trying to erode that foundation. He wants to control your property. He wants to control the means of production. He said it out of his own mouth. And Letitia James, all the animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. She thought she could get away with mortgage fraud and tax fraud. And add insult to injury, her check is paid by my tax dollars and other New Yorkers' tax dollars. Her office is paid for by my tax dollars and other New Yorker tax dollars. She spends every week her staff coordinating with other cities in other states on how to fight Trump in the court. Why are my tax dollars being paid for her coordination with another state? That state has their own tax base that needs to solve their own damn problems. Oh, there is a coordinated effort to stop the Republican Party. There's a coordinated effort to stop capitalism. There's a coordinated effort to usher in socialism. Mark my words, there is. People need to wake up. Now, there are many animals out there in the real world that are afraid to speak up. Letitia James is Squealer the pig. Now, if we keep on letting people like her run the farm, the United States, New York City, and the world at large is heavily in danger. There's an existential crisis that is happening here. And people need to show a light that the Enlightenment and the foundations that our Constitution is based on is worth upholding at all costs. And not allow people like her to shove the whole point of the Enlightenment and our property rights to the side to usher in communism and to nullify capitalism. That's what she's doing. And if they get what they want, they're going to push for reparations. Squealer the pig is going to push for reparations. Because they've created this oppressor and oppressed category. Squealer the pig. Squealer the pig. With that said, please go to my store, help support the work that I do, and get the great products that I offer. Share the links and donate. You can be a paid member to my Patreon and Substack, or you can donate on my website. But the bottom line is this. I'm giving you a unique perspective on what is happening to our country. And if we don't stand up and have virtue and hold the line, we're going to lose our freedoms. Squealer the pig and Mondami Napoleon. I was at an event where she was speaking. She happened to be late because she was talking to the governor. Yeah. Why does the governor have to put so much makeup on her face? Is she that ugly? But she was late to the event. All right, wasting my time. But the thing is that, and a lot of other people's time. But she spoke, and she said something that I thought was interesting. This coordination with the other states, which I think is illegal. Why is she wasting my tax dollars on it? But she also talked about virtue, not virtue. She used the term values, that she has values. She has values? If she has values, how could you justify lying on a mortgage? How could you justify not claiming rental income? You're a lawyer. You're attorney general. You know better. She has values because she's fighting Orange Man. She's fighting the ones that are on two legs. She's fighting for the ones that are on four legs. The animals. She's fighting against capitalism. She has values. What values are there? She never really stated. Genghis Khan had values. Hitler had values. Mao had values. Stalin had values. Churchill had values. FDR had values. Moses had values. But those values aren't equal. They're much different. They're much different. Her values and my values are diametrically opposites. And then not all values have virtue. What's virtuous about this woman? What's virtuous about Squealer the pig that rewrites the commandments, that allows for Napoleon to take charge? Where's the virtue? There is a rising trend now about virtue that's going back to Greek virtue and Roman virtue. And through that virtue and having a North Star with God, country, and family, you will not falter. You will kick out Squealer the pig and Napoleon the pig. You will kick out Mondami and Letitia James. But people have to use their virtue. That's my critique on Squealer the pig and Letitia James. Because she believes that she has more rights than you do. Please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the structural nano silver drops. Be prepared for the winter season. Really important to take. I have them in blueberry, honey and lemon, and also cherry flavor. But be prepared. I also have C60. This helps to slow down the aging process. You don't want to age like her, do you? Do you want to look like Squealer the pig? I highly recommend that you get the C60. Take a teaspoon a day every day. You can get it in a 2-ounce, a 4-ounce, or an 8-ounce configuration. You can get it in an MCT coconut oil, avocado oil, or extra virgin olive oil. C60 has to be in an oil for proper absorption. Now, taking a teaspoon every day is going to soak up free radicals and help with the health of your mitochondria. Your ATP is going to increase. Your cells will perform better. There'll be less stress in your cells and in your tissues. Your organ systems will perform better. Therefore, your immune system and your endocrine system will perform better. C60 also soaks up free radicals at the vascular level, reducing the concentrations of oxidized LDL. When you do that, you're reducing plaque formation. C60 is really important for your cardiovascular health and also brain function. C60 reduces stress in the neuron, boosts up the ATP in the neuron because it's helping the health of the mitochondria. You need lots of mitochondria neurons. And therefore, what will happen is the neurons will have better ability to create the neurotransmitters, function properly, and you'll have positive neuroplasticity. So you'll be thinking faster and you'll have better memory. C60 should take every day. I've been taking it since 2016 every day. Slows down the aging process. And it also helps the basal layer. By improving the basal layer of your skin, you will have healthier and more youthful looking skin. C60 also stacks really well with ubiquinol, NAD+, resveratrol. So please go to my store and get the C60. Other great products that I have are the multivitamin. Easy to digest, and it has the multivitamins for proper enzymatic activity so your cells perform better. It's the foundation of the anti-aging protocol. What's also important for that foundation is to take a probiotic. I have a veggie cap version and a powdered version. This is the powdered version. Take it every day to improve your gut biome, and that will improve your skin, that will improve your metabolism, also help with your immune system at the gut level, and allow you to absorb your nutrients. When you have a good gut, you will actually have better brain function. You'll be able to sleep better. You'll be consolidating your memory because you're getting into those REM cycle sleeps that you need. And you're detoxifying the central nervous system. Magnesium and zinc, super important for brain function. Protect those neurons. You don't want to be a Letitia James, do you? You don't want to be Squealer the pig. Oink, oink. Get magnesium and zinc. This will help with your brain function, but also it will help to boost up your immune system. Myotrol. Myotrol will help to build muscle. As you get older, you start to atrophy. Why? Because your gene expression changes when you get older. Some genes start to methylate. Myotrol will help with the gene expression to build muscle and maintain muscle and help with the mitochondria to maintain that muscle. Do some resistance training. Take the Myotrol. This is polyphenols, flavonoids, and lignans. Detoxify your body with zeolite. Zeolite will bind to heavy metals, toxins, and chemicals and allow you to urinate them out within 6 to 8 hours. Take 3 small drops underneath your tongue, drink filtered water, and detoxify your body regularly. Therefore, your immune system and your endocrine system will perform better. You don't want to look like a Letitia James. She looks like she's full of toxin. Oink, oink. Vitamin C and magnesium helps with your skin, helps with your brain function, also boosts up your immune system. Magnesium increases the efficacy of vitamin D3. Super important. Take the magnesium and zinc and the vitamin C together, and that helps to boost up your immune systems, especially for the fall and winter season. Lignans brings down inflammation, soaks up free radicals, helps the immune system and the endocrine system. Super important for your immune system. You don't want to look like a Letitia James, do you? And turmeric brings down inflammation, brings down those pro-inflammatory cytokines, soaks up free radicals. When you do that, that's boosting up your immune system. But not only that, by bringing down inflammation at the vascular level, you're reducing plaque formation. Bringing down inflammation at the cerebral level, you're helping your neurons. You're maintaining that myelin sheath. So you don't have Swiss cheese brain. And you don't want to be a Letitia James, do you? Squealer the pig. It is very important for all citizens in the United States to wake up and realize that what is happening in New York City is Animal Farm. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.